My name is Jackie Irwin, and I am the mayor of Thousand Oaks.
Jackie, I know you know about our House of Hope. What do you remember the first time you heard about it, and what was your thought when you first heard about it?
I met with Teresa and Ruth about a year and a half ago at a coffee shop, and they were telling me about their concept for a House of Hope. I think the thing that really astounded me is that there is such a gap in care for these people that are indigent. They have, if they have nobody to take care of them, they have no place to go and die. And I was really inspired by both of their passion for this issue. So about when did it open?
It opened in April. It opened in April.
I was very happy to see that they actually had decided to take an in-between step and rent a house and provide care for 4 people. When I spoke to them initially, their dream was to open a home for 10 people, and I was helping to find some different locations in Thousand Oaks. But this is a great first step, and the work that they do is truly incredible.
So, what need do you think this is meeting in terms of Thousand Oaks? Obviously, there's indigent people here. Um, did you know that there were so many people in Ventura County? There are 50 a month or so that die alone.
I had no idea until I heard from them, and it is truly tragic. Some of the stories that they talked about, young women that had no family, that were basically trying to sleep on the couch of a friend while they were dying. And when you hear those stories, it's truly heartbreaking. We are very thrilled as a community to have House of Hope here. This is the third facility in the entire country, so we really want to show that we are pioneers. We want the community to support House of Hope, because we can't allow this tragedy, people dying alone. I had a very good friend a couple of months ago that passed away from cancer, and we were able to go to his home. His wife was able to take care of him at home, and the difference between dying in a hospital and dying at home is there's well the difference between dying at home and dying in a hospital is it's really okay. The dog is completely bothering me here.
Yeah, it's okay. Just
Yeah.
start whenever you want.
Okay. There's a huge difference between dying at home, surrounded by family and friends that love you, and dying in a hospital or dying at home alone. So this provides a home for people that don't have families around them, and it provides an alternative to dying in the hospital. When we walked into the house, we were all able to say calmly goodbye to our friend. He was really at peace. Soft music was playing, and I imagine House of Hope is able to provide the same type of environment for these people that otherwise would be hooked up to machines in the hospital or at home alone.
Can you also share your thoughts about the significance of the educational aspect of the mission of House of Hope?
I think in the United States we're very scared of death. We really like to keep it at arm's length. Many of our family members die in hospitals, and then they're sent to the mortuary, and we don't deal with it at all. We're scared of it. And that is not a
Start wherever. Ow.
He wants to come in, I think.
the door's open.
A little more.
They just want attention anyway. It's my turn.
I think people need to not be scared of death. They need to go into death calmly. They need to understand what it entails. And when House of Hope is, the first mission is providing a peaceful exit for their residents. Being able to bring educators and students in to see how this is done, I think, is invaluable.
Also, most people have no real place to go to learn about choices at end of life. There's no class that anyone is offering, really. It's not a university course. We learn a lot of other things. So can you talk about what value you think the house can add in terms of helping people who are either terminal or have terminal parents or just want to understand what choices they can make and prepare. Can you talk about that?
It is, again, death can be a very scary thing, and when you walk into that House of Hope and you see all the volunteers there and you see these two angels, Ruth and Teresa, and how loving
We
the
hold
whole...
for the flame, sorry.
You know, did I mention that we'll have like an online library of downloads and things for the community?
Oh, okay.
You can,
All right.
with that, you know, and we're going to do these symposiums and have speakers and.
We need to have a nice little script right there. Okay, don't forget to mention.
No, that's
the
okay.
archive.
That's why we're doing
Teleprompter
back and
work.
forth. There's human teleprompter here. So you were talking about as you enter into the House of Hope and what you see.
When you walk into the House of Hope and you see all
Sorry,
the
hold on a second, I can hear a dog panting. Just a little disconcerting.
Okay, do you want to go out?
You need to give me a bone to chew on.
Yes, that's a good idea. Okay. And then I'm sweating.
Oh, Jackie, we appreciate you so much.
I'm sweating too. It's hot in here. Hot day. Should have had to being sick. I was just when I got sick, it's like standing outside in the sun. I was just like, oh.
Yeah, like baking it out of you.
It's supposed to be good for you, right?
Well, vitamin C, there's, you know, vitamins in the sunshine. And there's certain things that happen to our chemistry when we're in the sun that
Oh,
don't
that's
happen.
gonna keep you guys busy.
Yeah.
Oh, they are happy.
They're like, what have we done to deserve these goodies? Look at that. Wow. Oh, Mom has video shoots all the time.
It's like a electronic babysitter.
Thank you.
Oh, this guy's putting off some heat. Yeah, he's hot. I could feel it because I'm standing next to it. I can see it coming off.
You look very, very beautiful. There's nothing you can do to dull your beauty.
Okay.
So we were talking
Okay.
about.
Yeah. When you walk into House of Hope, you're immediately struck by how peaceful it is, how much love there is. The volunteers are all very passionate about what they're doing. Teresa and Ruth are like angels, and it I think gets rid of a lot of the angst that people have about death. So not only is it good for the patients that are there, but the community can learn that death is not a scary thing. Death is something we can prepare for and go peacefully into. And House of Hope is going to be educating the community, students, teachers, about how to deal with death and issues relating to death. They also have an online library that will lead them through a lot of the issues that families deal with at the end of life.
That's great. Let's see. If you were trying to tell somebody about what you think, why they should support the House of Hope, because it's 100% based on donations. We get no federal money, no healthcare money, no insurance money, nothing. So what would you say to someone to encourage them to consider supporting the House of Hope?
I think first as an individual, we could be being a little bit older, you start to see death, and you hope that you're not in the situation that you are going to have to deal with death alone. So certainly it is a very comforting thought that a facility like this might be in your community. But the bigger thing is you might never end up in a place like House of Hope, but it is your responsibility, I think our responsibility as a community, to support something that prevents people from dying alone, from dying in the street, from having this very traumatic end of life. It's our responsibility to support organizations that provide comfort in the last hours.
Okay, that's great. With all the talk about healthcare reform and the cost of healthcare and the burden that also puts on our society, how do you think people will make better decisions about not going into the hospital unnecessarily or not getting clinical at the end of life, which is very expensive and doesn't have any better outcomes? You know, can you talk about the value in terms of better outcomes their death, and a less costly death in terms of resources.
I think what I believe what House of Hope can do for the community is they can educate families as to what the different choices are. And when families really look into how do we want our loved one to die, they can look into a comfortable home surrounded by loving people, a place where they serve ice cream in the morning, or they can look at spending their last days in a hospital bed at $3,000 a night. And when people are educated ahead of time, I think that they'll be able to make much better choices about what is the best way to deal with the end of life. The costs of healthcare are tremendous, and the benefits are not that great.
It's true. That's true.
The costs of dying in a hospital are tremendous, and the outcome is not that great.
It's true. Something that I've heard said about House of Hope is that people don't die in the House of Hope; they live out their last days. Is there something that you could say to that end? That put that in your words. That now you've heard that, so maybe you could say that.
I think if people are,
if you're comfortable.
yeah, yeah, when I look at my friend that passed away, the last few days were not about dying. It was really about living, about talking to the friends and the family, and really making peace with the end. It was really about living, and House of Hope provides that end.
That's awesome. Well, I'm getting close to the end of my questions. So the last question I usually ask Jackie is if you had to tell one person one thing about House of Hope, what do you think, from your heart is the most important thing? It's not about the community maybe, or what is that one thing that you want everybody in Thousand Oaks to know?
What people really need to do is look at the mission of House of Hope. They will be astounded that the volunteers are willing